Shalom, shalom, Israel. This is your brother Zahar. No saint left behind, coming right back at you again. First, I just want to give all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kwa Kwadash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, which are the leaders of Yashael, Israel today. Today, I just want to come to you with a lesson, and I'm going to call it, Is God a Separatist? Is Yahweh a separatist? Because all through the word we hear about, Salakia, we hear about this separation, man. That's all the Most High. The whole Bible is about Israel, Yashael, Jacob, So, and he just telling you through the whole word, man, that he pretty much is a separatist. He just for one people, man. The Most High separated everybody. Yahweh separated everybody. Every nation of people, every nationality, he separated them. So we're going to get into this thing. And matter of fact, let's just go see what the word separatist mean. All right, this is separatist. Separatist. All right, a person who supports the separation of a particular group of people from a larger body on the basis of ethnicity, religion, or gender. All right, going down, it says relating to separatists or separatism. All right, so that's what we're getting into. I'm gonna show you that Yahweh is a separatist. He's only for the nation of Israel, and we're gonna start out in the beginning. We're gonna go to Genesis, and we're gonna go to verse 11 and 1. We're gonna verse 11 and 1. We're going to read Genesis chapter 11, verse 1, all the way through 9. This is about the Tower of Babel, when he first started separating the nations, because everybody spoke the same language. Everybody spoke the Requa Quadash, the Hebrew, until this time right here. And the Most High separate their tongues. Once he separate their tongues, he separate the people. All right, let's get into this. Chapter 11, verse 1. In the world, and the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. Verse 2, and it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. Verse 3, and they said one to another, go to, let us make brick, and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and sim had they for mortar. Verse 4, and they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. So they wanted to make a name for themselves with building this tower. He said, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the earth. So they knew if they was to build this tower and they get scattered upon the earth, that they can find each other by doing what? Falling, going right back, looking towards this tower and going back to the tower, so they'd be able to come back together again. All right. Verse 5, and the Lord Yahweh came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men built. Verse 6, and the Lord Yahweh said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. See, the people was one at this time, and they had one language. And this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Since they was on one accord, anything they imagine to do, they come together, they can do it just like that, because they was on one mind. They was on a one accord. They was like one body, as the church is. Verse 7, go to, let us go down, and there confound their language. So so this is really the Most High telling you how it's shine. The angels, look, go down and confound their language, man. And so this is what the Most High gonna do. Verse 7, go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another speech. All right, verse 8. So the Lord Yahweh scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of the earth, and they left off to build the city. And so they didn't get to finish building the city, and the Most High scattered them after he confused their tongue. All right, now watch this, verse 9. This is where your separation come in at 8 and 9. It says, Therefore is the name of it called Babel. That means confusion. Babel means confusion. And that's what America is. America is a place of confusion. Because the Lord Yahweh did there confound the language of all the earth. So he confounded the language of all the earth. So he gave everybody their tongue. All the nations who speaking in their language today, he gave that to them. All right, and the Israelites kept the holy language, which was the first language, the Rikar Kodash, the language that they all spoke at one time. And from this did the Lord Yahweh scatter them abroad upon the face of the earth. So the Most High scattered the people. He divided the people. He separated the people. This is part of that separatism. He separated the people. Now, let's go to Deuteronomy. Let's see what the Most High said in Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 7 and 3. Deuteronomy 7, 3 and 4. He says, Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord Yahweh be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly. So the Most High told us don't even marry them. See, he wanted us to stay separate from among them, man. See, Yahweh is a separatist, man. Let's go to Ezra right quick. You know, I'm going to try to make this thing quick. I'm just shoot through scriptures. You know, it's plenty of scriptures. I'm just going to shoot through a few about being separatists. Ezra 9 and 12. Now therefore give not your daughters unto their sons, neither take their daughters unto your sons, nor seek their peace or their wealth forever, that ye may be strong and eat the good of the land, and leave it for an inheritance to your children forever. So this is more scripture of the Most High, you know, talking about separatism, man. Not marrying their women, you know, and not giving their women unto your sons and daughters, you know. Go back to Deuteronomy real quick. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. It says, For thou art an holy people unto the Lord, Yahweh thy power. The Lord Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. See, the Most High Yahweh said that we was above all people that are upon the face of the earth, man. So separation has always been there. The Most High never wanted us to dwell amongst the people, man. He's a separatist. He's only for Israel. He's all about separation, man. Let me see. Where can I go now? Let's go to, let me see. Let's go to Jeremiah. Go to Jeremiah real quick. Jeremiah 10 and 16. Jeremiah 10 and 16 said, the portion of Jacob is not like them. So the Most High Yahweh said that the portion of Jacob is not like the other nations. We are nothing like the other nations. We are like lively stones, man. We have spirit, we have rhythm, man. And you can tell the difference between the nation of Israel, the so-called Negro, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and then the other people, man. Our portion is not like the other nations. We the best singers, the best athletes. You know, everything we do better than everybody. We the trendsetters. Nobody can outdo the so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American in nothing. For he is the former of all things. We are the beginning of all things, man. We created all things. Excuse me. And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord Yahweh of hosts is his name. So There's nobody like us, man. We are totally different than everybody. You know, the Most High, he wanted to separate the people, which is what he did from the beginning. Matter of fact, let's go here to let's go back to Genesis right quick, and let's go see about Esau and Jacob. Let me see. Let me go up some. Let me see. Okay, let me start right here. It says, I'm going to start at 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord, Yahweh, for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her. This is verse 22. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? So she like, if this is your will, Yahweh, why I'm going through this pain with these kids and me fighting? And she went to inquire of the Lord Yahweh. All right, verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people. And that's us. We're the stronger people. And the elder should serve the younger. And the younger was the elder, the oldest child was Esau, the so-called Edomites. You know, and Jacob was the younger. And we're the stronger people. And you see what he said. It says, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. So we're supposed to have been separated from day one, man. This Martin Luther King, this dream that Martin Luther King had wasn't nothing but a host. That was on Satan. That wasn't of the Most High Yahweh. All right. Now let's go to, let's go to Luke, man, just to show you that the Most High has always been about division and separation, man. Luke 12:51 says, suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth. So this is in red. This is Yahweh Shai talking. Yahweh Shai said, look, I know you think that I came to bring peace on earth. I'm going to continue. I tell you, nah, but rather division. See, Yahweh Shai said he didn't come to bring peace on earth. He came to bring division. He came to be what? To be a separatist. To separate the people, man. You know, I mean, it's naturally in your DNA, you know, to be separate. You know, let's go to Isaiah right quick. We're just going to jump around, man, line upon line, precept upon precept. Here a little and there a little hopscotch. That's what we're doing. As Vocab Malone, who said hopscotch. Isaiah 40:15. Let me see. Isaiah 40, chapter 40, verse 15. Behold, the nations are as he said, the nations are as a drop of a bucket. He talking about the nations. He talking about every nation outside of Israel, outside of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He said they are as a drop in a bucket and are counted as the small dust on a beam. He said these nations are counted as a small dust on a beam, which means that doesn't even weigh. A drop in a bucket is worthless. A dust on the beam doesn't have no weight, so they're worthless. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. And in verse 16, in Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beast thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. So he's saying nothing in Lebanon, all the wood and beasts is nothing compared to Israel. Verse 17, all nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing in vanity. So the Most High is only about Israel, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He said all the nations are nothing to him, man. They're nothing to him. All right, let's go to a couple more scriptures, then I'm gonna end this thing, man. Let's go to Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, the Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus 13 and 15. Read 15 and 16. It says, Ecclesiastes chapter 13, verse 15. Every beast loveth his like. So every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. See, one thing you gotta know, say, like when you're looking at the wildlife, you got what? Lions with lions. You got tigers with tigers, giraffes with giraffes, elephants with elephants, buffaloes with buffaloes, alligators with alligators, gales with gales. So everything has been separated. Even the animals are separated. The Most High did this, man. Yahweh separated everything. Horses is with horses, man. Horses don't even hang out with zebras. And a zebra is nothing but a black and white horse. Everything has been separated from day one, man. These Edomites, these so-called white men, has brought everything back together. They used Martin Luther King to bring the nations back together, which was a lie, which is a hoax, man. Look at all the animals, man. Worms don't hang with snakes. Dolphins don't hang with sharks. Whales don't hang with catfish. All these animals, man, everything in the wildlife, all animals hang with its kind. Red birds hang with red birds. Bluebirds hang with bluebirds. You never seen a red bird and a bluebird mating. You never seen a lion and a tiger mating. Everybody was made to be with their own people because the Most High is a separatist. Verse 16, all flesh consorted according to kind. He said all flesh assorted according to kind. So whatever it is, it's going to stick with its own kind, man. Roaches stick with roaches. Roaches don't stick with ants. Bees don't hang out with wasps. Bees hang with bees and wasps hang with wasps, man. Yellow jackets don't hang with black bees. Black bees hang with black bees and yellow jackets hang with yellow jackets. Everything, man, all flesh, verse 16, all flesh consorted according to kind. Everything hangs with its own kind. Just like you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American only supposed to be hanging with each other, being amongst and around each other. You're not supposed to be amongst and around Edomites, so-called white people, Japanese, Chinese, East Indians. No, you're supposed to be with your own people, man. Amos 3:3. How can two walk together unless they agree? Let me finish this verse. Verse 16 out. All flesh consorted according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. A man gonna cleave to his own people regardless. When this race riot break out, everybody's gonna cleave to their own people. If you Chinese, you're gonna be with the Chinese. If you Edomite, so-called white men, you're gonna be with the white people. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, y'all don't like each other now, but y'all gonna be one in that day when this race riot, come together. The white man, the so-called Edomite, the Edomite, the so-called white man, is about a division amongst the land of Israel, amongst the Israelites. The Native Americans don't like the Hispanics and Negroes and vice versa. All right, let's go to Second Ezra, man. Second Ezra. This is about separation. Chapter 5 and 22. All right, I'm going to read down about 27. 22. And my soul recovered the spirit of understanding, and I began to talk with the Most High again. Excuse me. This is the prophet Ezra. Verse 23, and said, O Lord Yahweh, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth, and of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee one only vine. So the word says that out of all the trees on the face of the earth, the Most High only got one favorite vine. And that's the vineyard, the vineyard. That's the vine tree. To make his wine with. That's his grape tree to make his wine with. He got one vine, man. Verse 24, and of all the lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit. And that's Israel. And of all the flowers thereof, one lily. So it's showing that the Most High has favorites, man. He has a favorite vine, favorite flowers. He has a favorite piece of land, which is Israel. He has a favorite river, a favorite bird, which is the dove. He has a favorite cattle, which is the sheep. So the Most High have favorites. Okay, now let's go to 27. And among all the multitudes of people, thou hast gotten thee one people. See, the Most High only has one people. Yahweh only has one people, man. And that people is Yashael, Israel. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The Most High has chosen us. He only loved us. He separated us from the rest of the world. That's what holy means. He said, be ye holy as your Father in heaven is holy. That means to be separate. He said, coming off and among her, my people, that you be not partakers of her plagues. That's a separatist. Let me read this again. Verse 27. And among all the multitudes of people, thou hast chosen thee one people. And unto this people whom thou lovest, thou givest a law that is approved of all. He said, and of this people that you chose, you loved this people, and you gave this people a law that is approved of all. What is this law? Let's see. Let's go to Psalms right quick. Let's see who he gave this law to. Psalms 147 and 19. He said, he short his word unto Jacob. That's Yashael. That's the 12 tribes of Israel. His statutes and his commandments unto Israel. Verse 20. He had not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh. So the law that he gave to his people that he loved, this chosen people, which is Israel, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, he gave the law unto thee, unto you. All right, I'm about to close this thing out. Let me go to, this will be the last scripture, people. I'm going to let y'all go. Let's go to Matthews. Just to show you that when Yahweh shall return, he's gonna still be like his father on separatists. Yahweh shall coming back as a separatist. He coming to separate the people when he return. 25, Matthew 25 and 31. All right, I'm going to read all the way through 33. It says, when the son of, verse 31. So when Yahweh shall return, he's going to separate the people himself. Verse 31, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, that's Yahweh Shai, the Messiah, the Hamashiach, and all the holy angels with him, that the angels coming with him, because they'll tell you now during World War III, this is when this is going to happen. In the midst of World War III, this is when Yahweh Shai and the angels are going to return. Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Verse 32, and before him shall be gathered all nations. So when Yahweh shall come, all nations are going to be gathered. The Ammonites, which are your Japanese, your Moabites, your Chinese, your Elamites, your East Indians, your Red Dots, your Edomites, your so-called Caucasians, so-called white men, the Hamites, your Africans, the Japhites, which are your Filipinos and Hawaiians and Australians, and the Israelites. All of us going to be gathered in that day at the throne of Yahweh Shai. Verse 32, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another. So Yahweh Shai is coming. When Yahweh Shai take his throne on this earth, he's going to separate all the nations again. You see that? Listen, 32, and before him, it's in red, this is Yahweh Shai talking, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divide his sheep from the goats. So he's going to separate all the nations when he returns. Verse 33, and he shall set the sheep, which is the lost sheep, which is the Israelites, the 12 tribes, the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and he shall and he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. The goats represents all the other nations. They're going to be on the left-hand side. So these other nations not going to enjoy heaven, the glory of heaven with the Israelite, with the sheep. It's only for the 12 tribes of Israel. And that double-edged sword, which is going to be in our hand, as the words say, that's to keep these other nations in check, because these other nations still going to be going off. But the Israelites not going to go off, because he's going to set in us a new heart and a new mind. He's going to renew our spirit within us. We won't be able to go off. We're going to be perfect and holy. So, I'm just bringing this word to show that the Most High is a separatist, man. He wants the people separated, from day one. And he only for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, 12 tribes of Israel, which is your so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which is Yashaela, Israel. You know, so all those people out there that saying that the Most High is not a separatist or he's not a racist, racist just means to be for your people. The Most High Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai is a racist and a separatist because he's only for the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the 12 tribes of Israel. Shalom.